Okay, Impact. The go-home show before Bound for Glory. Now, I gotta make this very clear because it's extremely easy to say that this show sucked so bad because of the stream. And the stream was the main issue here. But because they have the app and because they are still on the network, you cannot 100% say, hey, the stream totally ruined it. It's very easy to say it because the stream really sucked. But I'm going to go by what the show showed me. Now, was the show really well done? No. Did it give a lot of hype? It wasn't too bad. The ending of the show, when they started rolling the credits to Bound for Glory, I gotta say, it looked really good. And that was the major thing that hyped me the most. But as it wasn't really a lot in this show. It really wasn't. There wasn't really a lot in this go-home show. And that's how Impact has always been. It's notorious for giving us bad go-home shows and bad builds, but then it gives us a good to a decent and sometimes great show. So let's go through some of the numbers here. I'm not going to cover absolutely everything because there's not much here to cover. You got Michael Elgin versus Fallible. Second best match of the night. It was. It was the second best match of the night for me personally. I'll say this. Seeing Fallible with TJ Perkins, I am enjoying. But I really do believe they should be a tag team. It's the only reason they should be together. They should be a tag team. They should be working together. And then they can do skits the way they want. That's the way it should be. Fallible did not win this match. But it was a very, very physical match. At one point, unfortunately, I probably can't get this shot. If I do got it, it will be in my face. But Fallible there was a sunset flip done by Elgin, and Fallible just decided, I'm going to squish his ass, and squished him. That's what he did. It was a beautiful squish. He just went, that was it. But Elgin did win the match, and I'm not surprised. He is building up to Marufuji. He has to. If Marufuji is not built up to, what is the point of it? You want to bring in people from New Japan and Wrestling Noah, you got to make it look good. Doesn't mean it's going to be good, but we don't know that until we see the pay-per-view itself. Chris Bay versus Jake Chris. Two Chris's. I got to say this about Chris Bay. I do like him. He has a lot of good high-flying ability. And he does seem to have maybe a bit of character. Since we haven't seen much of him, I can't say there's a lot of character there. Especially that we don't know if he's been signed or not. This is what we know about Impact right now. They're not signing all of their talent. And if they are, I'm glad. I don't know if Jordan Grace has been signed. I believe she's been signed, but I have no proof of this. If Chris Bay's been signed, I hope he has, because it would be stupid them moving to Axe TV and they got no signed talent. And every time when they do a storyline and it's a long and lengthy one, you got no one there. And I'm not saying Chris Bay is going to get a storyline, but you get my point. You need to start signing these people. You need to keep them for a while and not let their contracts up, especially when you're doing a storyline. I'm just saying. I didn't expect Chris Bay to win. Of course not. Jake Chris is going to be in the ladder match. He's got to win there, and that's what we got. Now, the person that meant the most to that ladder match was, you can see in my face, and that's Tessa Blanchard. Let's put this to what it is. I know people don't like the build for Tessa. I definitely didn't like the build for Tessa. She didn't take, as I say again, she didn't go down the China route, having a faction by her side, and pretty much kicking everybody's ass. Ass. Very big ass. And then gets the damn X Division title. She didn't go down the Daniel Bryan route. I'm sorry, she has not. Yes, she's gotten her butt kicked a lot. But it does not make her look weak. She needed to be built like Daniel Bryan much more than she was. Because every time she lost in the ring, she beat the crap out of Jake. She beat the crap out of Dave. She beat the hell out of Sami. Every single time. And next to that, she's already said 100%. I don't care what it takes to beat any of these guys. I want to beat them. She's already won twice with Sami. Now, against Sami, with the rest of OVE, with Tommy Dreamer. Twice she's won already. So this should have been squashed, but they're not going there. They're going to push this to the end. And I don't know if she's winning the title or not, but let's make this very clear. It's been going on since Slammiversary, and she needs to win. Because if she doesn't win, this made no freaking sense. I am not saying I'm for it, and I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm just saying if you're going to build this for 6 to 7 months now, you need to have a payoff. It doesn't matter if it's a great payoff as long as there's a payoff and then there's benefits with those payoffs. If she does win the X Division, they got to promote her properly and then eventually let her drop it and then go back to the women's division. Back to the knockouts where she should be, because she's already gone through an arc. She has to head back to the women. If she does not, this makes no sense. Ace and Elissa. Let's get this straight. Ace is in the ladder match. He tells Elissa, I win. I'm having a party. You should come because you need a break. You need something to enjoy. She says simply, I don't know. You don't even know if you're going to win. And he says, look, I don't know either, but if I do win, will you come? And she says, I'll think about it. Then she says, maybe. And that's what he wants. You can see him in my face. He just wants to get into that meat. I don't mean to sound so I don't want to sound nasty to anybody because of the way I spoke, like particularly my last video review. Particularly when I spoke in AEW saying with Nia Rose, I don't care if you have a vagina or penis, breast or peck. I just want you to do your job right, have the right look, have the right physique to go with your look and your character, and there you go. Here, with this situation, I have never been interested in it, but they pushed it as hard as they could to make it interesting, and I will give them that. So the question is going to be, where is the payoff for this? Because if Ace Austin doesn't win, he's still going to have to be calm. He's still going to be dealing with Eddie Edwards and Elissa Edwards. Where does he gain? Where do we gain culminating into Bound for Glory? If that's where it's culminating. Because I don't see this ending after Bound for Glory is done. I don't see Ace Austin just sleeping with Eddie's wife. There's going to be something that's got to end this because it's been dragging on too long for me personally. I don't know about you. I hope you enjoy it. But if you don't, if you're like me, you don't, let's hope it ends. VidPack about Shamrock and Moose. I'll say this. It was well done. Because when you look at how the people who were involved in that, so a couple of people from Major League Baseball who was speaking about it, it felt more credible than what the WWE did in the draft. Because these guys who are not even promoting wrestling, they're doing Major League Baseball. And the what is it? Off the Rope? No, what is it? I forgot the podcast that Mark Henry and Bubba Ray does. I can't remember the name of it right now. But you'll see the guy in my face who is from it. But when it comes down to it, seeing these guys understand what the situation is seems way more credible than what the WWE did last Friday and Monday. No, not last Friday. Calm. Last Friday, this Monday, and whatever's being shown this Friday. Because I know the draft is done. But still, whatever's done, hopefully, this, if you see it, will seem to be more credible. That's just me. Alright, Taya Valkyrie had her moment talking to the most important person she's ever known. Talking about how, and she's in my face, how wonderful she is, how hard she worked to become the Viking royalty in Lucha Underground. She didn't say it, but she was implying what she gained in Lucha Underground as pretty much Lucha royalty. And she's talking to herself. Talking basically because of Tennille Dashwood and wanting to retain her title. Honestly, at this moment, I'm going to put her in my face with the cleavage. I want to say this to you guys. And I'm keeping it in my face in this conversation. I do love a Taya Valkyrie. I love her. She's a beautiful woman who's a damn good wrestler, who speaks well and has the nicest rack that I've seen since my ex-wife. Honestly, she got one hell of a rack. And I'm just saying this because I do care about her character and I do care about her. It is time for her to drop the strap. The strap needs to be dropped. Because as it stands, being the longest running knockout has not gained anything for her. She needs something else to do. She's had no real major challengers. Except for Tessa. Which I gotta say, it was great in 2018. But once 2019 rolled around, what has she really gained? Other than Tennille Dashwood, who really needed time to build up into this. She has been rushed. I'm sorry, Tennille Dashwood has been rushed. Because she could have dropped the title to Jordynne Grace. Yes, I know she's really green and she's young, but it would make sense to drop it to Jordynne Grace. Or even to a Kiera Hogan, who did a complete 180 with her character. Instead of rewarding her to show that she has changed and did something and could give her a title match where she could win it. Nothing. Yes, she's still with the frenemies when it comes to and she wasn't in the Battle Royal Madison Rain, but you get my point. It just feels like she needs to drop the strap. It is time. That's just me. You tell me below. Rick Swann, you got Alexander and you got Rhino having a match. Triple threat. And the partners are outside. What did we really gain from this? Well, I'm not going to say the match was 100% trash. It wasn't. It was okay. It was Rick Swann and it was Josh Alexander who was carrying the entire weight of that match. And I'm not saying Rhino didn't do something. Rhino was pretty good. But if I'm going to be honest here, what did it really accomplish? I don't know if it accomplished anything. I know people would say, well, they need to be together so one can get momentum. Doesn't mean you have to actually do that every single time. Sometimes you can just have a fight. Sometimes you can just have a conversation. You can have a promo segment about these guys. One of them having a promo segment, really making it mean something. And to be honest, seeing how bad the stream was, I would have loved to see promo segments from any one of the situations that's happening. I would have liked to see Marufuji have a promo. Have a video package. Something. We only been getting Michael Elgin. Where is Marufuji? We didn't get that. What happened with dealing with, like the Rascals going to be dealing with, Dr. Walker and his two other partners. Where is their video pack? Where's the Rascals video pack? Why wasn't we getting something like that? I mean, we got something from Moose and from Shamrock, but what about everybody else? We needed more. And I would have liked to see that. Alright, Raju versus Sabu with the Gamma and the Super... I couldn't catch the image of that Super Genie, but I got a little image here, and I think I'm going to try and blow it up in my face if possible. I knew this woman was a very well-built woman. But knowing that she can at least fly makes me feel Sabu's a lucky man. Was this a good match? It was okay. Seeing Sabu do pretty much a leg drop onto Raju, onto a table, and Raju selling it like a beast. Making that leg shake like this. It was okay. And in the end, nobody won. It was a double count out. Now the question is going to be who's going to be taking the place. Now I don't know who's going to be taking place. I think when it comes to the gauntlet match, we're going to have the person with the gauntlet match That's for, what is it called again? Call Your Shot. The gauntlet match for that. Probably maybe the runner-up will go into the X Division Championship ladder match. That's what my guess is. That runner-up is going into the ladder match. I do not believe they're going to have the person who wins go straight into the ladder match. That would be really bad. I would not want to see someone do that. But you never know with Impact Wrestling. You never know. They may actually do that. They may have the guy win and then go into the ladder match where that would end it right there. But that's just me. You guys tell me below. And then we got the Battle Royal, where we got a mix of women and men. We got Johnny Swinger getting his ass thrown out. I believe I got a shot. It's in my face. You got... Well, let me give it to you like this. I don't think I caught that image. But once you got Havoc facing down a Shira, I knew there was something about to happen with Shira. I know you would say, well, he was beating up on everybody already. No. Once you see Shira deal with the women, and he didn't get destroyed by everybody else, he acted dominant, I knew there was a good chance he was going to win it. And in the end, the last 4 we had was Shira, Eddie Edwards, and Reno Scum. Thornsburg and Lester the Legend. I'm remembering their names. Usually I keep forgetting. But because I'm seeing them more, I'm beginning to remember their names. And when it came down to it, Luster and Thornberry, I think it's Thornberry or Thornsburg. Thornberry, sorry. They got thrown out. Shira thought he got rid of Eddie Edwards. He did not. And once the Luster and Thornberry interfered, you got Shira grabbing, and I don't think I caught that image, but grabbing Eddie Edwards like he's going to power slam him onto the mat, but he puts him over the ring, over the ropes, and he just releases. That was nasty. Kind of like what happened, and I don't think I caught that image of when Rick Swann did his helo, and his ass landed square onto Willie Mack's head. I'm going to see if I caught that image. I don't think I did. But if I did, you should see it. It was ugly. I'm hoping Willie Mack did not jack his neck, because all of Rick Swann's weight went straight down on his head through his butt. So that didn't look good for Willie. And that move what Shira didn't look good for Eddie. In the end, we got Shira winning. He's the last in the gauntlet. There's supposed to be a 20-man gauntlet. And now you got also Eddie, who's opening, being number 1. That's going to be interesting. Is it a 20-man or is it going to be 10? I'm not sure. I think it might have been 20. I think they said he was going to be the 20th person and Eddie's going to be the first person. So this is going to be a very interesting situation. What do we get here? Taken away from the stream, it wasn't that hyping. The ending of the show with the vid pack closing, that hyped me. Because you got a chance to really see everything, got a chance to hear everything. That's what got me there. I went from a 40 to an 80. The only reason I'm leaving out the 20% is because it's still a question how Impact is going to book this mess. And almost forgot. The final thing. That is the important title, Sami Raw. I know I'm using something else. But essentially, we got Sami Callihan. Had his moment in a little room with the effects. And at one point he said, you know what, stop the effects, stop it. And he starts talking candidly. Talking about his life. Talking about all he ever cared about was being a wrestler. All he ever cared about was making sure that he fit in. I'll say this. Saying what he went through with Rich, saying he didn't want to hurt him, saying what he didn't want to hurt Eddie Edwards blinding him, he didn't want to hurt him, saying what happened when it came to Melissa, saying he didn't want to hurt her. He said he did not want to hurt anybody, but this is all your fault because I want to be accepted, and you turned me into this, trying to be acceptable. This is your fault, everybody. And when it comes to Bound for Glory, I'm going to show you what it's like to be accepted and to just be considered the best, because that's what I want more than anything else than being accepted. I want to be known as the best. I don't care if you like me, hate me, despise me, recognize me. This was the best thing in the show. I'm saying 100%. Out of anything they showed, any video package, any match, anything, this was the most candid and best thing they could have done. It was. I kind of wish it was near the end of the show, but they put it in the middle. But it's just me. You guys tell me below, did you enjoy this show? Me personally, it didn't feel that great until the end when I saw the video package that closed the show after the Battle Royal was done. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace!